So when we're looking at getting a mortgage,
Right.
the most common route people go is to their bank first.
Right.
I do have a mortgage with my bank.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? It's a bit of a issue with me because I've had my
We have
battles.
strong
This was a
opinions.
leading question.
We have Paul and I have particularly strong opinions on this. I would first of all say there are some wonderful people that work on the bank. I
Tons of
got
great people.
friends who work for banks.
Yeah.
They're well-meaning people. I would, however, say the banks are structured in such a way not to look out for their client.
What?
They're
And the
large
best-
behemoth organizations, right?
Oh,
So
thought it was a
they're
grassroots
trying to make
organization
money.
here for me.
Right.
Okay.
The first thing that we always talk about, but it's very true, is that most of us have been dealing with the bank since we were a little kid. Your parents set up your bank
Yes.
account. You've been dealing with them for 20 years,
Yeah.
and they always smile when you come in, and you think they're going to take care of you when you go for your mortgage, and you don't go anywhere else, and you find out maybe 5 years later, oh, actually, I could have saved about $20,000 had I got a second opinion or what have you.
Yeah.
Banks, bottom line is, banks never give you their best rate out of the gate.
No.
You
No.
always have to hold their feet to the fire.
Yeah.
The best way to do that, Paul, is
Get another offer with a mortgage broker.
go through a mortgage
Yeah.
broker. Go through a mortgage agent.
Yeah.
Mortgage agent is there's part of your buying process is you've got a real estate agent and you also need a good mortgage agent. We
And
swear
later
by
on
it.
a lawyer. But
And later on a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they all have to work together.
yeah, it's true.
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
When we're working with people, we make sure that it's well coordinated. But definitely you need a good mortgage agent, just like you need a good real
People always ask us, how can a mortgage broker get you a better deal?
That is a great question, Adam.
Oh, thanks.
And so here's the deal, right? First of all, a mortgage broker will take your story and they're able to fit it into the appropriate bank or financial institution
Yeah.
that's accepting that kind of thing. Because they're all kind of
Yeah,
slightly
people don't know they
weird
could,
and
they could get it
different.
from an insurance company. It could
Yeah.
be your
Yeah.
mortgage holder. It could
Yeah.
be
Totally.
could be a credit union, or it could be one of
And
the
they,
schedule A
they all
banks.
have
Yeah.
special programs that meet
Yeah.
certain needs that you don't know about, right?
So a lot of
And-
when I was an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get a mortgage because I was I was had my own business,
Self-employed, yeah.
self-employed. I had to deal a different way. There's many things that go into it. It's not just the rate.
Yeah, it's not just the rate. And the second thing is, mortgage brokers do a ton of volume with banks, so they get preferential treatment, right? They don't get, when you go into the bank, you're talking to the guy at the branch. No offense, probably fairly junior.
Yeah.
Doesn't know all the puts and takes and who to push and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Mortgage broker does it every single day, multiple times a day. They
Yeah.
know who to talk to. They know how to push the rate. Not only rates, but appraisals, all the important things that you need when you're closing your mortgage.
And I would also say it's just easier because
It's
if you,
easier.
yeah, because
One credit
you,
check.
you do one credit check, you do one set of paperwork,
Yeah.
rather than going to this bank, their paperwork, this bank, their paperwork, that credit union, their, and
Oh, I
through
got
the-
this offer from Scotia.
Yeah.
What about how
Don't
about
do
you go
that.
RBC?
Do not
Yeah.
do that. Don't-
And they can guide you through the whole process, I would assume, and make it
mu-
much easier.
much better.
Before you fully trust your bank, go do something complicated at the bank, right? And so, like, here are a couple things that happened to me. One was I had a U.S. Check, and I needed to wire money to a third party that was going to convert it and send it back to me. They mess it up horribly, and that's their job, right? Wire transferring money.
Yeah.
And then the second was, it happens to us in closing a lot. There's a check left over for the seller, right? And we go and we put the check into the bank into the seller's account, right? Easy peasy, easy for us. So I went to the bank, said I want to deposit this. They said, "Oh, sorry, we don't do third-party deposits." I'm like,
But they
"No."
do, don't they?
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, you do."
Mm-hmm.
I've done it many times. I've done it at all the banks.
Yeah.
So please just put it in the bank. So then the guy said, "No, I'm going to ask my manager."
Oh gosh, yeah.
The manager came out, said,
He
"No,
didn't-
sorry, we don't do third-party checks." I was like, "Listen, I've done it before.
Yeah.
Please don't make me go to another branch because that's what I'm going to do." So sure enough, they said, "No, sorry, we don't do it." I went to another branch, found an experienced teller. This is the key.
Yeah.
She's like, "Sure, no problem." Bloop. Just need my
Even the manager didn't know their own policies and procedures?
because he's new guy,
Yeah.
new to the bank. No offense, smart
Yeah.
guy, but
Yeah.
just didn't know.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, with the bank, and we don't control
Oh
that
my
in the
God,
process.
yeah.
We'll get to like the day before
Oh
closing,
my God, and we don't know.
and
Yeah.
the bank will say, "Oh, sorry, we need another 50 grand, another 100 grand."
Because they haven't done the paperwork properly
Yeah.
up front. Yeah.
And that's actually happened to us.
Yeah.
Thank God our mortgage brokers jumped in at that point and saved the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that also gets to the point of coordination. See, when you're with the bank, let's say you went to your bank, often that bank is not taking my calls and keeping me in the loop. And that is vital in the process.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I'm going through you, and the bank person is saying, oh, we're good, we're good, we're good. And then we find out 2 days before you close, you're not good.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah,
It really
that
is.
happens
happens.
all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're with a proper mortgage professional, mortgage broker, you're going to know exactly where you are, and they're going to communicate to all
They
of
can
us.
anticipate some of these things that might go on.
Well, no, it's already done. See,
Yeah, it's
the
done.
banks are
The
so far
appraisal's
behind.
done. Everything's done.
They're so far
Yeah.
behind in getting the paperwork done. They've got so many deals just coming in, people walking in the door saying, take my money. They're so far behind
Mm-hmm.
that they actually don't know what's going on till sometimes at best a week before.
Yeah.
And it's very stressful. Also
Even
very
that.
stressful for us.
Because the lawyer's calling us saying we haven't got instructed from the
Yeah.
from the bank yet.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
happening?
it's a nightmare for us.
It's a nightmare.
Well, thank you very much for this lesson in mortgage specialists.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's crucial.
It's crucial.
Well, like, buying is stressful enough, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you think you got the money, and then
Let's
2 days
just make
before,
it smooth.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
get a better rate, get better service, take the stress off of everybody in the buying process. Use a proper mortgage professional. We've got the best in the business.
Well, we found that hugely helpful. Info@thinkto.ca.
Cheers.
Think team.